Welcome you all to this session on Arsha Vidya Study Circle. This has started about more than a year back. Every month we have one session by one of the student disciples of Puja Swami and Saraswati. So the idea is that to basically Arsha Vidya Research and Publication Trust got the logo and the name Arsha Vidya initiated by Puja Swamiji himself for all the acharyas and all, for all of them to relate to the Shastra and who have studied with him. Arsha Vidya is the starting name. And subsequently, depending on where they are located, different names are there. Likewise, Arsha Vidya Research and Publication Trust is our publication solely publishing Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati's works. And we started with the books. Later, depending on the technology available and requirement by the devotees, we have now an app teaching the Swami Dayananda app, and we also have yeah, what do you call, the books are published on Kindle. Then we have got this Jnana where I'm staying now, Jnana Pravaha Study Center, where all the books as well as audio recordings of Pujya Swamiji's Gurukulam talks, almost like 15,000 hours are available in the server, and 7,000 hours are available live at Jnana Pravaha for people to sit and listen whenever they visit this place. And there is a place for 40 students to come and stay along with the Acharya, take classes with the ambience of study of Vedanta and related text and all that. The facility is provided. So all these put together is a platform for dissemination Puja Swami Dayananda Saraswati's teachings on Veda Prasthanatrayi to the students world over. And as part of the initiative, we are also every weekend we are relaying Swamiji's audio videos, half-an-hour videos to all the devotees. And this once a month, this study circle talk by one of the acharyas will be there. I am part of that. As part of that, I am giving this today's evening lectures. So this is a background, and the topic given is fundamental problems and the means of knowledge. How they are related, we will see as we go along. So this is some like this as part of the books, which is actually where I am sitting is the reading room where the books are available. There is a book called Fundamental Problem, written by authored by P.G. Swami Dayananda long back. It's one of the initial books we have brought out, and also Pramana. This is means of knowledge. Sanskrit is called Pramana. The Pramana which are also we want to bring it out as a separate book. Maybe in due course, maybe in a year or so, it will come out. So these two books you can go in later, and on the background of these talks which I'm sharing with you. So generally, like everyone, like Swamiji likes to the sense instead of looking restricting Vedanta texts like Prasthanatrayi as Upanishad, Brahma Sutra, and Bhagavad Gita texts. He used to conduct even what you call Gita Jnana Yajnas as part of the Prasthanatrayi dissemination. But he also used to give public talks to involve the public. It is not just Shastra study, but also it is meant for the understanding that this Shastra disseminates is meant for the larger public, all human beings. That was his emphasis throughout his teaching methodologies. We have all, I've been listening to him for the past 30, 40 years. So I've also imbibed that way of looking at it. And in this class session, I'm planning to, I will start along those lines. Like when we say fundamental problems, instead of saying 1, 2, 3, artha, kama, all those things, we will like to see, just like every one of us, when we start a day, okay, all of us have some routine, like when you get up after perhaps doing the initial morning prayer, when we put the brush to the mouth, we start thinking. In the sense, initially we start the day as we awake, and we awake to the person, and and the core personality immediately, like I am so and so, I am in this place, and this family, etc., etc. Then when you put the brush on the mouth, a lot of the thought starts, like in terms of what is going to be my day, like what am I going to do and all. Once immediately everything along with the positives, like whatever we do. Am I audible? Yeah. So along with the positive things like this and this and this, along with that, there will always some apprehension attached to this. Oh, this may be this problem. This may be that problem. Like once we go to, suppose we are in a student environment, we are going to go to college or school. Then we say, no, 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 today this session is there. Yesterday I had this session. I was not understanding. I will have to relook at it before I go to the class. Otherwise, I will not understand. Even though I have a positive feeling in terms of understanding the subject matter, I also have an apprehension that comes along with that. Likewise, office goer has always an agenda for the day, which may be falling part of the overall plan of his role and all that. But still, immediately for the day, he has certain things, one, two, three, four, that are positive things. But every positive things has something, some sort of an apprehension or some sort of a negative mark associated with that. So this is true even for a housewife or a person who is at home. She also has, along with some items are there, some items are not there, some function is there. It's nice to have that sort of a function, but along with that, there are some negatives. So every part of the routine of the day has unfolds in before us. Along with that, there is something negative that comes along with that. So this can be looked at as negative, or you can look at it as, okay, these are all the features, these are all which I can handle easily. This is where there is an apprehension which I have to pay attention to, and so that I overcome that. So that way also we can look at it. Instead of looking at it as negatives or apprehensions, we can look at something challenging our faculty to take care of, so that if I take care of that, the other things will fall smoothly. So this is one way of going about this. Anyway, every one of us keep doing it. It is inevitable. Like it is not a something, like it is not a pursuit by giving a big name like pursuit and all that. It okay, it becomes academic. Whereas this is something which we face every day, all of us, in small and big ways. We keep facing it. Now, and we have been doing this. We have been doing this from childhood as a student, as an office goer, as a grahastha. We have been doing this. Even in an ashram situation, we have a certain routine. We have to follow that. There are pluses and minuses which every routine attached to that. So, if this is going to be my day and week and month and all that, am if I am able to accept this, this is how it is. Okay, life is like this. This is how it is. All of us have to accept it and move on. There is no that if that is the way, there are people with such dispositions, like no natural disposition they have, taking things what we call yathartham, no? Yathartham they have. But they don't know exactly why they are like that, why they have such a easy disposition, but they meander along with others, they also do, but they are, you can make out they have a happy disposition. And we are not even referring to them. We are referring to, when we say fundamental problems, we say that there are all of us who have and also we are not even looking at people who have a very, 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 for unfortunately, for whatever reason, they have a very negative agenda itself. The jobs or the routine they plan to do itself is something negative to the society or to themselves or to the immediate family, whatever it is. They have some scheming sort of. Even that we are not looking at, because okay, that is a separate issue that has to be tackled separately. The money they have to go through some therapy or whatever it is. What are the backgrounds unconscious which is making them behave like what they are behaving? Like what they say, no, in case of Duryodhana, he said that I know what is right, but I cannot follow. But I know what is not right, but I can't but follow. He says that in one of the things. Because that is something, no, that is something to do with perhaps the unconscious he has picked up and all that. He is a archetype for unconscious. Swamiji used to say that. So we are not looking at that. We are looking at our general public who are having a recent dharmic, in the sense we want to follow what is live and let live kind of situation, and we are starting the day, and every day as it unfolds has something, some agenda of some good routine, some achievements, something along with that, some lag or some drag along with that. And as we go along, initially as a student and as you, okay, now I am growing, and once I go to this stage, once I take care of these parameters, it will be all right, it will be all right. That's how we move, meander. We are very positive and we are going on. But come 30, 40, some used to say that middle, what do you call, mid-age crisis. We find, my God, we have been doing like this, we have been living like this all along. I've been doing my best to the best of my understanding, but still I find day after day, I find that something is really bugging me. I am not making it. I am not making it. I have a very uneasy situation in life. Something is really, in spite of my best efforts, I am not a satisfied person. Seems to be dissatisfaction seems to be my lot. And that is where it is really looked at, in the sense that is being, if that is the sort of situation for most people who have been fairly fair-minded in their life, we cannot leave it like that. We have to address it. That is the thing which Swamiji used to address. He always used to say it's a universal. I'm not looking at a topical problem. I'm looking at it as a universal. And if you look around, we find that among all the people, even if you look at devatas, even plants, animals, and all that, everyone seem to be doing their bit, and neither the plant nor an animal seem to be complaining. They are happy, even though we are supposed to be more evolved than plant and animal. And in case of devata, yes, the Paroksha Priya, whatever offering we give, he takes, and they are not around to complain. But why? We are supposed to be alert to all these things. We are now even discussing all these things here. That means what? We are very much, what do you call, a central piece in the whole so-called creation, where I am aware of everything, plant, animal, and all that, devatas and all that. I am offering prayers and very alert. In spite of all that, I am the dissatisfied person. Others are seem to be okay. It is not a fair deal. So we have to find a way. We cannot leave it like that. That is how the fundamental problems, it is becoming, even the tag, the fundamental problem comes along. Now, okay. Now, what do we do? Like we have given in that small caption when we started the discussion. Everyone wants to live a day more, live happily, and live wise. Okay. Now, in the sense, where is it, like, for example, when you say that you want to live a day more, what do we mean when you want to live a day more? We have got living means what? Living a day more means what? We want to be alive. Like even every other living organism, we also want to be alive. But a tree is alive for a certain period and perishes. It doesn't need to complain because perhaps it didn't have a mouth to say, or what is it? But smoothly it goes off. Even when it goes to its roots and whistles out, it nicely does it. We find it as it becomes a manure for the next tree, next tree plant, and the next plant grows on the demise of this plant. So it's all beautiful. Whereas in our case, we are, even as we approach our what do you call, any disease or any possibility of a threat, our living a day more, immediately we get jittery. Why it is so? We know very well this body is it has come in time. Anything that comes in time will have to go in time. But why? Why we are always worried about going in time? That we have come in time, we forget. But we are worried about going in time, we are not happy about it. That is what Bhagavan says, no? Gata soon, agata soon, nanu suchanti panditaha. In the first Upadesa Vakya of Gita, Bhagavan says, Gata soon, nanu agata soon. Neither you are going nor I am going, or the going moons are gone. Either way, it is very the words themselves as they set up by as they told by Bhagavan looks very irrational. How can a person who is going can worried about what is gone, or that anyway he is going, then why he should worry about his own going? Because there are people who have come, everyone, like when somebody dies, you always say that he has joined the majority. So if the majority is always gone, then for becoming majority, we are worried. So this is something a fallacy, because we are seeing that that is a reality, but still we worry about it. And then the second aspect of it is happiness. Okay, what is happiness? We want to be in a pleasant situation all the time. Like, okay, like I want to have circumstances wherein I remain a pleased person. Okay, this is a thing. In the sense, very fact that I want the circumstances around me where I remain a pleased person. That means what you already mortgaged. You are being a pleased person to people around you or things around you, circumstances around you. So it is also already a losing game. So why we, in the sense, we put ourselves in situation in a disadvantageous situation and then complain that we are decided, because any pleasure or any pleasurable situation is going to change, because it is not waiting for you to enjoy and fully be there all the time, because everything is changing. The changing situation only has brought you, because the very fact you got into a police situation means what? Previously it was not there. When previously it was not there, naturally it won't be there later also. So how can you expect the police situation to be there all the time? I want to be happy all the time. So it is again, what do you call it? If you look at it rationally, it's fairly, what do you call, unreasonable. And then okay, the thing is that we feel, no, if I know everything, it is because I don't, I'm not, I have dark areas in my life. I don't know, I don't have the full hang of what is happening. That is why I'm not able to sustain a pleasurable situation or sustain my health, wherein my longevity will increase, etc. So this again is knowledge is something every one of us know. Every field knowledge keeps on changing by the day. What is true yesterday in terms of object knowledge is not true today. What Newton said has been denied by Einstein, and that is why PhD is there, possible even the smallest subject matter. That means what knowledge also is not going to be full. There is nothing called full knowledge, because continuously changing. Where is the possibility of full knowledge? So if you say, if you go by that, what you call epistemological order of knowledge, and what is not changing, that is knowledge. None of the worldly knowledge which you have will qualify for that, because every knowledge is continuously improving or getting negated. So you cannot call them by that rule, that by the rule of the epistemological order, knowledge means abaditam. It doesn't apply to any of the worldly knowledge. So where is the question of my becoming fully knowledgeable? Because of that, I will be a satisfied person. Because of that, I will be happy. Because of that, I will live a day more all the time. So if you look at all these things, it looks like the impossibility, a sure shot failure, our way of looking at what you call fundamentally our life. That is not, as I was telling, we are supposed to be the evolved beings, and we are supposed to be the fulcrum of the whole, what do you call, Jagat we are living in. So, how can we accept a, what do you call, a defeatist even attitude, or defeatist way of looking at things, where there is a sure shot of failure? So this is not the way to be. That is where the sense, when we move into 20s and 30s and 40s, we start looking at like, no, there should be some way to get out of that morass. That urge grows by the day, and if we have a good satsang around, this is a set of people around, um, uh, culture in which we have all been born, in terms of, okay, a sort of, we say, no, this is, I don't want to be a loser. Okay, we look for any, yeah, a sort of a cult, a role model, or Ishta Devata, wherein we surrender, a sense of surrender to all this. Please give me a frame of mind wherein I am able to look at all these things more realistically. It looks like the way in which I have analyzed. I find that this is not going anywhere. So please help me. That sort of a prayer. We have been anyway prayer, but we have been going to the Bhagwan with a list. I want this, I want this, I want this. And now in this analysis, we have found out, no, this I want this, I want this, not taking me anywhere. No point in going to Bhagwan like that. We have to ask for some fundamental way of re-looking at the, we have, Bhagwan has to bless us with a fundamental way of re-looking at the whole thing, wherein my what do you call, the understanding of life in these aspects changes, wherein there is a possibility of a what do you call, reaching a point, an end point, wherein I am realistic about life. In the sense, I don't look at the changing situation and ask for the changeless. And I don't look at the circumstances around me, making myself dependent on the circumstances around me and ask that I want to be a happy person. So all these things, the what you call the some infirmities in my thinking, let it change. Let me be blessed with eye opener. That is what we pray to Bhagwan. So when we pray like that, there comes along perhaps a teacher or an elderly person who is able to open your eyes to what? To the reality of the whole thing. And that is what we call means of knowledge. Because see, all these things, whatever I've been telling all these days, all these moments, in terms of every aspect of our life, in terms of school or college or office or this thing, every moment we are dealing with some issue, either financially, economics, or health, or security, or some fulfilling our pleasures, or acquiring things. Everything involves some activity in terms of our what do you call, applying our intellect, mind, body, and all that, and achieving things. And in spite of all that, there is this situation. So the means of knowledge, what we have normally, we know, no, the eyes, ears, nose, a sense of touch, sense of smell, all these things, sense of taste, all these things are more fundamental means of knowledge. Then we extend this knowledge to the perception. All these are fundamental ways of perception. We extended to inference, on the first level inference, second level inference, and presumption, and example, learning by example, or learning the absence of something. All these things are called extended pramanas or knowledge. Meaning, pramana means ma means knowledge. Pra is a prefix. Prama means what by which we gain knowledge. Karanam, pramanam. That is means of knowledge. In English, we call it means of knowledge. In Sanskrit, we call it pramanam. And that mula pramanam is eyes, ears, etc. And the extended pramanams are this what do you call, inference, first level inference, second level inference, arthapatti, presumption, or anupalapti, example, by drishtanta, that is by example, by illustration, etc. These are this is how we call. This is how we have been operating. Listen, whether it is science or economics or school, college or office or house, family, society, everywhere, these are the things, these are the means of knowledge by which we have been doing our daily routines and weekly routines, monthly routines, ambitions, whatever we want to achieve, whatever we want to enjoy, everywhere these are all involved. All these are involved, and we have been going about it. When we go about it with all the, as I have told, as a rational persons and with all the prayerful attitude, in spite of all that, every day something always bugs. And it doesn't, and it accumulates over a period of time, 30, 40, 50. When we read, you find that there's something, no, like this, like him, life is not in great shape. Something is coming, something is going. It's okay. But even though we say it's okay, but it is not okay. Inside we are not, because why we are not okay? Because And it is universal. As I was telling you, as it is universal, that means what? Universally, the universal fact of our life is we are supposed to be a happy, secure, complete person at all point in time. This is our, this is our, what you call, natural expectation from life. Anything natural expectation has to be naturally fulfilled. That is the niyati in the setup. We see that anything natural, yeah, has always, natural problem has got a natural solution. It is nothing like, if only it is something particular, like if it is only your problem, not others' problem, then perhaps you may have to seek a separate solution. Whereas if it is a universal problem, there is always a universal solution available. There is a overall, what you call, nyaya, you can say, nyaya, logic, or there is a setup. So that means what? There should be a universal solution for this fundamental way of my way of asking for certain things. But the way in which I am asking, or where am I asking, how am I asking, it is not happening there. It is not, and we also see the infirmity in that thinking. As I was telling you, the body definitely came in at a particular time, it will go in a particular time. We can't ask for that sort of a longevity, everlasting longevity. It's not possible. Shashvatam is not going to happen. And as I was telling you, the happiness also, as we, any moment of happiness is determined by so many factors, others, and the factors are all changing all the time. So this happiness also is not going to last. And the very fact has come in time, it will go in time. And the third thing which I was telling is that in terms of knowledge also, we also know the knowledge itself is not, as I was telling, epistemology, there is nothing permanent about any knowledge which we gather. It's going to keep changing, even with all your good efforts and good intellectual acumen and all that. So where is the question of your having a great full control over all the knowledge so that you can keep your happiness and longevity going? No, it's a fertile exercise. So where is the problem? Then, so the pramana are the means of knowledge, which is going to be unfolded to me through, yeah, as I was telling, as an elderly person, or yeah, a person who knows how. We find there are people, a few, maybe few and far between, people who are happy at all times, satisfied people. And some of them are by disposition like that, but if you ask them how, they won't know. They won't be able to tell you. They won't be able to disseminate anything. But there are people who are able to tell you. They will take you to what is available in our own civilization for millions of years or 10,000 years or so, which has been there as a knowledge, uh, as a means of knowledge, pramana, which is available in scriptures even today. And there is a method of dissemination. The method of dissemination in a very, the way in which we will be able to empathize with us, with all these problems which I am talking all along. He will empathize with you and he will be able to give you a way out. That sort of a guru comes in your life by doing all this. When you look at all these things, and when you are prayerful, it definitely such a person comes along. And he is going to tell, definitely give through a means of knowledge only, this can be disseminated. Anything like every other subject matter, this subject matter also, the guru or the teacher is going to disseminate through a means of knowledge. But we know all our means of knowledge are based on this five mula pramanas, eyes, ears, etc., and then inference and all that. Then how is he going? Where is the extra means of knowledge other than this? It is not possible. So again, there is a very, what do you call, very non-starter situation. Then he says, no. Like, suppose maybe the whole thing you are saying that you want to get a means of knowledge and you have to get, you have to achieve something through that means of knowledge, a new knowledge. That is why you are feeling so diffident about it, because all the means of knowledge seem to have exhausted. But suppose I come and tell you, it is already there. You are already, the very fact that it is a natural problem for all the dharmic people, that means the natural solution, it must be there. So in that, the cue is maybe you are already a happy person. You are already going to be You are already there all the time. You are already a happy person, and you are knowledge per se. You don't have to acquire knowledge. You are knowledge. You are satisfaction, and you are all the time Ananta. If perhaps if that is the situation, and since because you don't know it, you are looking for it. So what they call no in the Shastra, what they call praptasya praptihi. Then they use something called the samadrishtanta. Okay, these two words I have given you. You can definitely refer to the books, Swamiji's books, and you'll be able to go through that anyway. Later it will come. But if that sort of a thing, he may come and tell you that it is you are already what you want to be. You are already you are right that you are must be you are a happy person. You are always there, and you are knowledge per se. There is no knowledge other than you. If that is your situation, that is your reality. So it is a question of owning up and claiming that reality rather than assuming yourself to be somebody else. No, you will say, no, no, I'm not assuming myself to be somebody else. I have got, see, I'm this body, mind, and I'm 5 feet 6 inches. I'm like this. I got an Aadhaar card. This is my name. This is my qualification. This is me. Whole society knows. And this is what I am. How do you say that I don't know myself? It's a very blasphemical statement saying that I don't know myself. Do you mean to say I don't know myself and I am living my life all these years? The whole world recognizes me and everyone lives like that only. How do you say that? Yeah, that's true that everyone says that, everyone lives like that. That is why it is a universal problem. Because everyone, the problem is in terms of reality, majority is not always right. Majority may be okay for an election or a government. But in terms of reality in your life, majority may not be right. And also the majority has a problem. That is why, what we call progress and regress is for the majority only. Majority of the people have, in spite of all the progress, they have problems. Science keeps on changing. It seems to be going in circles and circles. So economics everywhere, it's like that only. And even internal relationships, nothing is permanent. Every relationship gets spoiled in time. So majority is not the thing. Just because everyone looks at it that way, it may not be right. So you have to, since you are looking for a solution, and and you are looking at me, the guru says, the teacher says, Shastra says, you are saying that you are looking at me, you have got the Shraddha in me, saying that you find me comfortable, happy all the time, and pleasant, in spite of I'm also living in the society like you. But I'm happy you are able to see me. Happy, I'm not worried about the security part of it. Open to sky, I live and you are seeing me. And it's you have got that Shraddha, that is why you are asking me, and that's why I'm telling. Maybe you are also like that. You are also a happy person, you are also always there, and you are also knowledge personified. Maybe you are not able to claim it. I can help you to claim it if you are interested. Of course, there is no choice. You are interested. After all the exhausting all the possibilities, only you have come to the Guru. So you will surrender. And you will definitely ask that question. Next question is what it is. So definitely he's not going to tell you use this telescope, this microscope and all, because that's all gone, already over. Now he's going to tell you a pramana, a shabda, yeah, in the sense his own swarupa, how he looks at it, he is going to tell you. So it is going to be, of course, communicated because you are in the same, you are able to, you have gone to him and communicated to him. That means the language and also in terms of level of understanding is is there already. That is why you are able to communicate and he is able to communicate. That's all given already, the linguistics part of it, etc. And having come to that much of this thing, he is now going to say, you are you are the being, you are the awareness being. He is going to say that. He says that rather. Okay, that is what Shastra is all about. He says you are the awareful being. That's all. He says this is the pramana. See, you are asking me, you are here, you understand the language, what I talk, and you all, both of us understand the language. That is why I am telling you this. I know you, you know me. You have asked me, I am telling you, you are the awareful being. Now, look at it. Now, look at yourself from the light of these words, this Shabda Pramana, and do the vichara. You do your inquiry. Find out. He's going to tell you. Just find out. Now, come on. Now, look at all those things you are rattling. Morning routine, as a student, as a office goer, as a grasta. I had so many things. Everything left me with some sense of dissatisfaction, distaste. All those things you are telling me, right? Now you look at it. You are the awareful being. This is what? The pramana. This is the pramana I am telling you. Then we start. Okay, now we have to juxtapose this pramana with what we call fundamental problems, which we have rattled. And we have to look at it. Mix and match and see how it goes. A part of it, I will do it just as a sort of interaction or satsang right now with you. And can carry on with, if you feel all right, you can carry on with the Swamiji's books as well as the audios and other things, everything. The whole Vedanta talks about this only. The pramana is very simple. You are the awareful being. In various languages, people can translate, simple translation may be available. Yeah. Okay, in since you are Aham Brahmasmi, you are the I am Atma Brahman, you are the awareful being. All these things will can be in the sense all Mahavakyas and various Upanishads, even Gita, a lot of things are coming. Gita will say Ajo Bisanna, Ve Atma Bisanna, you will say Bhutanam Ishwaro Bisanna, Prakritim Swamadhishtaya Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. So Atma Mayaya Sambhavami. Dakshinamurti Stotram will say Esaiva Spuranam Sadatmakam Asat Kalpartakam Vasate. साक्षात तत्वमसि वेद वचसा यो बोधयत यशास्त्रुता यत् साक्षात्करणात् न पुनरावृत्ति भवान भूमिदो तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये. दक्षिणामूर्ति स्तोत्रम will say like that. Mandukya Upanishad will say antar Purusha Suktam will say antar bahishyadat sarvam sarvam narayanam. And it will say this in various ways. The vichara of the various Upanishads, Gita, Brahmastra, will all, Brahmastra will start Atato Brahma Jignasa. But all of them, he is asking you to inquire, do the inquiry. Having the pramanam is given, like in Chandogya Upanishad, the pramanam is what Uddalaka tells Svetaketu. Do you know something? Knowing which everything else is as well known. One of the fundamental problems, we want to know everything now. Here he says, he tells as an opening statement to Uddalaka, do you know something, knowing which everything else is as well known? Now, the whole Chandogya Upanishad, the 6th chapter is inquiry on that. So, inquiry means what? First, you have to understand what this statement means. Pramana Shanka has to be removed first. What is this statement? What he is trying to say? The Pramana statement itself has to be understood. Pramana Shanka has to be removed. Then what it means? What it means to me? Okay, I am looking at, I want to be knowledgeable all the time. And he says that knowing which everything else is as well known. Seems to be addressing. So what is the Prameya? Prameya means what is the meaning thereof? Prameya Shanka. Okay, Pramana Shanka is over. Prameya Shanka, I have inquired and found out. Now, and my God, at the end of the day, he says, as awareful being, you are Brahma Swarupam. Atma Swarupam is Brahma Swarupam. Atma cha Brahma. And you are everything. There is no second thing. There is nothing else other than you. Then all problems are solved. That's fine. But how to own it up? How to own up this? The Viparita Bhavana, Janmadi Janmam, I have been thinking that I am incomplete. But here, two simple words he says, by saying that you are the awareful being, you are Purnam, everything emanates from you. And even that emanates from you and sustained by you and resolved into you is all only like a movie. And nothing is really happening. Everything as it is. Chandogya Upanishad says, Sadevya Saumya idam agre asit. Sad alone is there all the time. Nothing is changing. You see changes because something like movie is happening. Like even a bright screen, all the pictures come on that and the movie, story, everything is happening. But the bright screen remains. Likewise, you are like the bright screen, awareful being. So you have no plus and minus. You are always there. You are not born, not gone. Ajo pi sanna, abhe atma pi sanna. And you are Bhutanam, Ishwaro pi sanna. And Bhagavan says, that's how I am, that's how you are. I know, you don't know. That's why you are lamenting to Arjuna. Then he says, okay, what is it all about? Prakritim swam adhishtaya. The changing things are like padam, like a movie. Changing things changes. Prakritim swam adhishtaya. The changing Prakriti, keeping in hand. Sambhavami atma mayaya. It's all happening. In me, it's all happening. Maya means nothing is really no real thing is yama sa maya, meaning yama, that which is not there, sa, that which is not there is. How is it possible? Yama means that which is not there and is. Sa, yama sa, sa means is, satyam. How is it? It is appearance. Swakale satyavat bhati. It appears. And how it appears in me? Yasyaiva spuranam sadatmakam asat kalpartakam vasate. Sadatmakam spuranam reveals and shines and illumines what is looking like changing all the time. Asat kalpartakam vasate. Dakshinamurti Stotram Bhagavan Shankara says. And if you can see it like that, Yasyaiva spuranam sadatmakam asat kalpartakam vasate. You are then, you are, that's it, done. Sakshat Tattvamasi Veda Vachasa Yo Bodhayat Yat Asritan. From the Guru, from the teacher, when you have understood this, such Sakshat Kurute Prabodha, okay. Yasyaiva Spuranam Sadatmakam Asat Kalpartakam Vasate. Sakshat Tattvamasi Veda Vachasa Yo Bodhayat Yat Asritan. Tat Sakshat Karanat. Na punaravritti bhavam bonidau. From that moment onwards, you will not be this lamenting fellow. Na punaravritti bhavam bonidau. Here itself, right from this moment, if you are seized of this, what we are discussing, then you have nothing to complain. Right now, you are Purnam. You are always awareful being. In you, all movements are happening like a movie. What goes, goes. What comes, comes. And the awareful being is there. And it is neither a particle nor a wave. Nor what do you call? What they say, no? Desa kala vastu aparichinnam. Means you are neither bound by time nor bound by space. Not even a vastu. You are vastavam. You are not a vastu. You are not an object. You are reality. When you are reality, you don't have a dimension, you are not in time, not in space. Where is the question of your coming and going? So you are the awareful being. So the first problem, longevity is gone. Happiness, what happiness? You are being in you, everything is happening. So you are personified, satisfaction personified, happiness personified. And knowledge, there is no second thing. There is no thing, really speaking. What is the question of second thing? In everything is only movement like Nataraja. Continuously moving. Earth is moving, you are moving, earth is moving, moon is moving, and everything is moving. That's all. It's all gives you an impression that there is a thing. There is no particle, there is no wave. And that is why science empirically tries to keep on finding out the boson particle, further particle. There's no particle really. So it's never going to be empirically available for any science or anything for that matter. Only you are going to be there. You are the only Shakshi and you are the only awareness being. And that is true. In the sense, you means what? Every being, including trees and animals and Santa Saracharam. Everything is being only. They don't know. They identify themselves with sun, moon, and all. Even Indra will be afraid if he identifies himself as Indra. That happened. That in Kanopanishad we have found out that Indra also was afraid because he identified himself. If we identify ourselves as awareful being, then you and Ishvara Swarupam, Anubhuti Swarupam, that is there. All Mahavakyas talks about that only. It removes all these infirmities in our understanding on both sides. I am Atma Brahma. And Brahma is also like that. And if you look at Krishna, around him, lot of bad things are happening. But he is not affected. Why? Because he never identifies himself as one Krishna body and all that. He always knows he is the awareness being. That's what he says. In so many ways, he says, Mama Maya Duratyaya. He himself says that. And when he says Maya, he says Atma Maya. Prakritim Swam Adhishtaya Sambhavami Atma Maya. He doesn't say Brahma Maya. He says Atma Maya. One Atma, Enoda Atma, the I, the being, the self. That is only the dream merchant. Only in case of a movie, we go cry for 2.5 hours and come back and we understand it's all a movie. But life also is like that, a long movie, that's all. A long dream. That is why Mandukya Upanishad says Dirgha Swapna. And that is why Bhagavan Shankara also says Prabodha Samaye. Unless you wake up to this understanding reality, you will be a lamenting fellow. So this sort of a lamentation should be what Bhagavan says in Gita also. Prajahati yata kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmani atmana tushtaha sthita prajnasta uchyate. Sthita prajnasta uchyate atmani atmana tushtaha. He is happy in himself by himself. Why? Prajahati yata kaman sarvan partha manogatan. All this lamentation as it arises, he sends it away. He just watches it like a movie. Keeps on coming in the mind and keeps on coming like a movie and goes out. Nothing plus or minus. He doesn't really retain any of those things. He just allow it to grow like a movie and remains a happy person all the time because he knows I am the awareness being. I'm playing all these roles. Even my body, mind, sensor are only roles. There's no Aadhaar card is fine for only transaction. I have nothing to do with Aadhaar card. That is why that is symbolic of that only. In the sannyasa, they remove everything. They remove everything from you and ask you to go north in Ganga. Everything is over. You might have left to yourself, you would have gone. You come back because, okay, if you come back, everyone who knows goes out, then who will tell all these things? So, okay, come back. I'll give you some vastra. Remain there and keep telling what you know. Keep sharing your happy being to people. That's all. Otherwise, you are already gone. You have already done the Printa Pradhanam, Atma, Shanti, everything is over. You are already done. You are not a person born anymore. That is why your name, everything is gone. It's beautiful, no? It's a beautiful sampradaya, a tradition where makes you live that reality. This is the reality understanding. And there's nothing to lament, honestly. This Prama is just, Sabda Pramana is just so beautifying, just 2 words. In so many ways, so many languages. I am telling, I heard it from my guru like this. You are the awareness being. That's all. That opened my eyes. That is the Pramana. And everything else is Vichara. Vichara, there is endless. You can keep doing inquiry because Karumbutina Kuliya in Tamil, there is a saying. What it means is, for inquiring into your fullness, you don't need any salary. You can keep on doing it endlessly. And further, every text is available, every text, and especially the way in which Puji Swamiji takes, he makes it livable. Like he makes you feel so happy going through those texts and listening to the audios. So you keep doing that and keep telling, disseminating whomsoever is interested in knowing, you keep telling them. Yat chintanam, tat kadanam, tat prabodhanam. But that is the reality. This is reality understanding. This whole Shastra, the whole teaching of Puji Swamiji is reality understanding. If we are honest in our life, there is nothing to lament. And once we have this understanding, you have to, in the sense, you must come across like that in all your interactions with people, in situations. You must come across like that. Puji Swamiji used to come across like that. That way you get inspired. And you have to live it. You cannot, if it is going to be just academic and you come across as a lamenting person, shouting person, egotistic person, and you say, I know, I have read, I have listened to Swamiji, it doesn't work. It doesn't work at all. It neither blesses you nor blesses others around you. You have to live it because this is a livable sampradaya. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, really. I think I have completed what I've got to say. If anyone has any questions, I'm ready.
If anybody has questions, can you raise your hands or you can even type it out on the chat.
Yes. One Shubhra. Alagamai?
Yeah, Shubraji, Shisa.
Yeah, Pranam Swamiji. I have a question. Like I want to ask, why is there ignorance, or what is the cause for ignorance that we don't see the screen, or why we identify ourselves with the roles and not with the screen? What is the cause for that?
Yeah, basically, ignorance that you know that you are ignorant, you know, and thereafter you can't ask me why am I ignorant. See, ignorance only goes, it never comes. It is anadi. Anadi meaning it is always there. The very fact that you are start with your life with your identification and keeps on growing. You can say, okay, society also you can say my parents gave me a name. For example, a child once it is born, it doesn't have a name. It doesn't identify. It takes 1 or 2 months for it to reply to a name given to it by his or her parents. When the day the child responds for the name given, the parents are happy. That means what? That name is not his real identity. Name is given by the society and for various reasons, for various convenience. So the restriction you are giving your name and form and function, a name and nama is purely fictitious. It is purely fiction, like even a movie, your life also. But all of us have come with that, and we have that ignorance. As we grow, we have initially the thing is that a child is born as a clean slate, even though samskara and all may be there. But in order to own up that freedom, that complete, what you call, uninhibited consciousness, uninhibited freedom, and totality, one with the total. He comes with like that, and the human being is born with a clean slate. And it is now he has to choose to know. So if we problem is we choose to know so many things, right from my name onward, my education, qualification, language, job, etc., etc. We keep on knowing the limited things which keep changing all the time, and we never ask this fundamental question: Who am I? So, since we are not asked, we don't know. That's all. The ignorance is there. Like even our brains is like that. Something like the what is the scrap for getting the lottery number. You have to keep on scrapping. Once you scrap fully, you get the proper number, right? In the same way, our mind, our brain also is like that. You have to scrap off ignorance all the time for you to arrive. So, what you scrap off, what you are asking for, you will get. So why I am ignorant means you are not asked for. Ignorant of this particular knowledge because you are not asked for. That's all. There is no other reason. I hope this and satisfies your question. Yeah, Alagamai?
Yeah. Any other questions? Please ask now. Swamiji, there's one that's come on the chat.
Yeah.
Says, how can the understanding of Vedanta help one who is already predisposed to leading a happy and content life due to their samskara or upbringing?
Yeah, very nice. The person is happy, leading a happy, contented life. Leave him alone. Don't try to teach him Vedanta. Actually, Vedanta is supposed to be taught to person who is asking this. That is why we started with the fundamental problem. If at all somebody has this, he lives his life and very properly, and he finds that there is some questions in his mind, then only it comes. Unless you ask, you don't have to. You don't have to poke yourself and tell. That is why buddhi bedam na janayet. Don't have to do that.
Hope that answers the question, Deepaji. Any other questions? Please. Let-
Yeah, Vivek Mohan.
Yeah. One second. Vivekji.
Vivek ji,
Ram Swamiji,
welcome. How are you?
thank you. I'm doing very well, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know whether I have answered. You had raised a question in the WhatsApp. How is it going?
Yes, yes.
Got some
So
clarity
thank
on
you for sharing this knowledge again.
that?
It's always great to be reminded.
Very nice.
So my question actually might be the flip of what you have shared.
Yeah.
So after having spent time trying to understand oneself and actually starting to feel happier and more contented, now the question is that, when engaging back with the world, I find that the desire or the actions are not of the same intensity as before. And intellectually, I understand that if my actions are not at the same level of intensity, or the desire is less, then chances of success in achieving those goals also goes down. So intellectually, I also understand that as a blank screen, whether I'm quiet or whether I'm active should be the same. But it doesn't seem to be so. I find myself happier being the blank screen rather than engaging with activities. So I think something is missing in my understanding. That's my sense. Would appreciate your guidance.
Yeah, see, the thing is that we are not contracted to do things and achieve things and all that. It is not our contract with our life. Our life, the contract with our life is to be a happy person. Like it is non-negotiable, honestly speaking. I want to be a happy, contented, Atmani, Atmana, Tushtaha. Happy person by being myself. Okay. Yes. In the process, as I have explained in the beginning, we all go through our daily routine, weekly routine, monthly routines, different jobs, educational, office, industry, business, etc., etc. We keep moving. That's true, no doubt. We have been moving. But at some point in time, you ask these fundamental questions, and the answer is you are here and now as a awareful being is complete, and every other faculty is to subserve this understanding. And having understood, if I am thorough about it, there is nothing that holds you back in doing things. If I am a happy, instead of hunting for happiness, I happily hunt. What is the problem? So that is where, if from your question, what I can understand is, you feel that you are not able to, okay, in area of, suppose your area of business is in some IT and all that, you are not able to put your heart into it, into the what you call the contemporary challenges in the IT, and how I can come out with some solution, which I was doing it earlier, which I am not able to do it now. I'm only looking at a hypothetical case. Maybe your problem may be slightly different, but I'm just assuming this. And that I was a good troubleshooter earlier. I was able to come out with solutions. I was really able to spend midnight oil, come up with solutions, which I am not able to do it now. I'm not getting so much into it because I'm happy as it is. If you are happy as it is and you are not able to put the sword to the challenges, so-called challenges, okay, so be it. Not now, all the time. As I'm telling you, you are not contracted to be achieving all the time, because achieving all the time we have been doing for the simple reason, by achieving you will be a happy person. That was our earlier presumption and assumption. But if by the understanding which this Shastra unfolds, which I have been talking last 1 hour, if the Pramana is delivering, you are a awareful being, that part of it you are very clear about, and you want to further enhance your understanding on that, by the vichara and all that, you are spending more time on that. Okay, your parameters of life, the structure, what they call upadhi, no? It has been there all along. You have been working with it because that kept you going to be in line with all the people around without disturbing the society. You are doing something useful. It's all fine. But ultimately, your commitment, your basic person as a human being is to understand that you are the awareful being. Everything else is like a movie. उसमें plus minus हो सकता है. It doesn't really make a difference. That has to be there. In the sense, you cannot say, in the sense, I have understood, but at the same time, I'm not happy. I'm not doing enough outside. There's something. Either you are not able to, you stay as I was telling, Atmani, Atmana Tushtaha. You must be. That is called Sthira Prajnasta Uchyate. Since if that is clear, then what is happening outside in the world doesn't really matter. As I was telling, it's always changing. I tell you, it's always like that. Plus minus will always be there in that movie. You cannot be investing yourself. In the sense, you can't be bargaining your happiness for that. That's what I'm trying to say. And you have to see where you exactly stand. You have to be honest to yourself, in your understanding. The pramana, as it delivered, that you are the awareful being.
I hope that's okay.
Hope that have satisfied Vivek, and anyway, you can be in touch with me further if you have any doubts on WhatsApp. Yeah.
Swamiji, we have one question on the chat. Pranam Swamiji, I get caught up with the daily roller coaster emotions of life. Sometimes even saying aham pramasi does not seem enough to help me climb off. Do you have any guidance on how to stay off the daily roller coaster?
Yeah, basically, see, the emotions are very like no, it's all part of like your what do you call eating an apple, how real it is. Likewise, the emotions are also equally real. That's all. Maybe they are what they call sakshi pratyaksha. They may not have a what you call like an apple. It may not be very tangible, but it is there anyway. So you look at them. How you sometimes you get a bad apple, sometimes you get a good apple. How you look at it? The same way you look at the emotions also. That is again prajahati yata kaman sarvan partha manogatan. See them, see the emotion. Then you will see the space between you and the emotion. You are not the emotion. You are seeing the emotion. No. Then the emotion in what way is going to affect you? You are seeing the emotion. Likewise, you are seeing a movie. You see and get off it. In the same way, emotion will be there for some time. You just see that as it raises, if you are alert to this understanding of reality, you see the emotions will pass off. I'm telling you. They won't have any impact on you if you see the emotions. If you say, I am emotional, then there's a problem. Emotions are you, but you are not the emotions. Like Amitabh Bachchan is beggar. Beggar is Amitabh Bachchan. Amitabh Bachchan is not beggar. That is how it is. You have to see them. Just see them off. Don't get. Don't say they are not there. They are there. That is why you are talking, right? So you can't deny. You can't deny. Also doesn't help. You have to see them pass off. It will come and go. Hope it answers. Anything else? You can give them my number. They can send me WhatsApps if they have any problems.
Yeah. So, sure. So I think we can close the session. Anybody would like the recording of this talk, like I put in the group, please email me or WhatsApp me and we can share the recording as well.
I will need the recording.
Yeah, yes, Swamiji, I'll send it to you. Yeah, and we can close with a prayer, Swamiji, if possible.
Thank you all for helping me share this wonderful session to all. Thank you. Once again, welcome again every monthly our talks. You keep listening to it, get benefited. And all I talk to you about our publications and our app and our Jnana Pravaha, this location, all these have got website and the app and all that. You can take it from Alagamai and be in touch with us and be benefited from Puja Swamiji's teachings. Welcome to attend all the retreats that are happening at Jnana Pravaha Manjakudi. Welcome again. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Om.
Om.